especially people like the late James O. Page, who served as one of our earliest paramedics of our department. He shared his experiences as the technical advisor of the show Emergency and made the show come to life with realism. Jim became known as the leading authority in emergency medical services. He was also instrumental in the creation and the development of the County of Los Angeles Fire Museum, who of course had a huge part in this event today. He had the passion for preserving our history, especially our paramedic program. This program also inspired our firefighters to continue our legacy of innovation to help provide better emergency services to the public, and we continue to strive to do better every day now. While we're here today to celebrate the unveiling of the newly restored Engine 51, across the street there are many pieces of apparatus also used today by our department, and we have the past equipment that we also used in the past recent days behind us. Our 88-year history is filled with innovation. Many other programs are in place today because our firefighters sat around the firehouse table to figure out a better way to rescue people and to keep them out of harm's way. Today's wonderful event is a celebration to be shared by all members of the fire service around the globe, not only us here in Los Angeles County. We are happy it started right here. Congratulations to the Fire Museum Board of Directors, the City of Carson, Randy Mantooth, Mike Stoker, and your dedication as fans to keep our history alive and the new generations we need to explore. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce, let me see, is the mayor here? Mayor Jim Deere. Thank you so much. I knew he was here. It's my pleasure to introduce the mayor of the City of Carson, Mayor Jim Deere.
Greetings, everyone. Today's a wonderful day because the City of Carson is a city in transition, but we don't forget all the great things that have happened in the City of Carson over the many, many years, including emergency, right? And we have with us Councilman Elito Santorina, and I believe the other council members are on their way. But I want to briefly say to everyone that we're delighted that the Los Angeles County Fire Museum is sponsoring this. We have Councilman Gibson is here and Councilwoman Jones as well. And I guess the other elected officials may be here. The Councilwoman Julie Reese-Raber, I saw her this morning, she's on her way here. And our city clerk and city treasurer as well as elected officials. And so we want to thank all of you for attending here in Carson. How many of you have never been in Carson until today? Anyone in the audience? All right, so hopefully your perception of our city is changing for the better. We have the best fire department in the United States of America with LA County Fire. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So our city is safe on that level, and we have great public services in general. We today want to recognize the LA County Fire Museum. Is there someone to receive it from the museum? That's the certificate.
There's Joe Jack.
Yeah, Joe.
Actually, Paul.
Paul.
That's Paul.
Paul.
Paul Snyder.
Yeah. Okay, my colleagues would please join us here. Paul. Looks like you're wired for sound. You never know. All right, very good. So before I read the certificate, I just want to say that the City of Carson, as I mentioned, is in transition. We're really changing and improving our community tremendously, and that would not happen without fire and rescue and law enforcement in general, and the public safety that has to be maintained in our community. And we're really want to get a photo opportunity. Okay, real quick. Is she candid shots? All right, very good. All right, very good. So again, my name is Jim Deere, and I have a number of staff members here. If you're a staff person with Carson, Margie, you want to wave your hand again right there? Very way right there, number of staff people. And so the City of Carson is delighted to recognize the LA County Fire Museum, and the certificate reads such. In recognition of your achievements and remarkable efforts in hosting a public house, open house for Robert A. Sindadar Memorial Station 127, and your outstanding success in restoring Ward La France Engine 51.
Woo! Woo!
Congratulations and best wishes on all your future endeavors. Dated today, July 9, 2011, signed by yours truly, Jim Deere, the entire City Council, and we represent the 100,000 citizens of the city of Carson, California. Again, thank you for coming out today, and God bless you. You're welcome.
Okay, I'd like to now bring up from the city of Carson, Councilman Mike Gibson.
Thank you very much. How you doing out there? This is hot. This is a very exciting day in the city of Carson. We greet you all on behalf of the 100,000 residents of the city of Carson, that we are honored and grateful that you are gracing this city with your presence on this great day of celebration. We are honored to have this show filmed in the city of Carson. We also want to congratulate the men and women who have served LA County through the fire department so well to keep our cities and our counties safe and sound. So can we put our hands together and give the men and women in uniform? Come on, you can do better than that. To all the leaders of the museum, thank you very much for coming to me and are bringing this before our city council. This is the right thing to do. We pray that you can have a great day. And again, we appreciate the men and women that protects us on a daily basis. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. It is my pleasure to introduce the Los Angeles County Fire Department Fire Chief, Darrell Osby.
Good morning, everybody. It's indeed a pleasure for me to be here today to acknowledge Squad 51 and Engine 51 that had such an instrumental impact in the paramedic services, not just for this department or this country, but throughout the world. And it's amazing to think that we have some of the cast members here from Emergency that was filmed right here in Fire Station 127 in the city of Carson that really catapulted the paramedic services. Just real quickly, I'd like to just, without names, acknowledge all the politicians that are here, the medical professions, our firefighters from our department, other departments, our labor organizations, all the sponsors that scratch and claw every day to make sure that we here in LA County provide the best possible emergency services to the citizens here in Los Angeles County. I was appointed to the fire chief's position in February, and I was just doing a little reflection when I was coming here to my this event. And in the 88-year history of this department, I'm the 9th fire chief, but actually I am the first fire chief that was a paramedic in the LA County Fire Department.
Woo!
People often have asked me, as far as my career, certain positions and experiences, and I've always indicated to them as far as being a paramedic, that's probably one of my more rewarding positions in the LA County Fire Department. Not to only just develop my initial leadership skills, but also to be out amongst the firefighters and the emergency responders, protecting lives and saving lives here in LA County. And as we stand here today enjoying this momentous occasion, we have over 1,000 firefighters and lifeguards and dispatchers on duty right now, waiting for that bell to go off to respond to that emergency to save the lives here in LA County. And as it relates to that historical perspective and how we began here and how we've evolved, I really want to thank the cast of Emergency, Randy and Mike. Really, thank you for really your efforts in really growing this program throughout the world. And also acknowledge the firefighters and the paramedics and the lifeguards that are on duty, because those are the men and women that actually, when the bell goes off, they put their best forth effort out to save the lives of others. So thank you very much for attending and have a great day.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. I'd also like to bring up right now the Medical Director of Los Angeles County Fire Department, Dr. Frank Pratt.
Nice meeting you too. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you all very much. Today is truly a special day for the Los Angeles County Fire Department, the County of Los Angeles family, and I thank all of the EMS professionals around the world. I know many of you have come from overseas to enjoy the festivities, and we're very glad you're here. Thank you very much. EMS in LA County, along with Miami and Seattle, revolutionized healthcare in the world. For the first time, in a substantive way, medical services of an emergency nature were taken to the patient. LA County was one of the 3 leaders, but I want to bring up a little fact today that was just made, kind of put on my radar screen recently. The doctor in Miami, Gene Nagel, who was the pilot doctor in Miami, along with Drs. Criley, Dr. Graff, and Dr. Jim Lewis in LA County. Dr. Nagel started out in the county of LA working with Dr. Lewis in the very beginning of the LA County program. He relocated to Miami. So I think all of us should take some small amount of credit for moving paramedics from LA County to Miami and owning responsibility for 2 of the 3 premier first EMS programs in the country. The other big transition we've seen because of Squad 51, Engine 51, the TV show, and EMS is we've moved emergency medical care out of the realm of the medical shop, and we're now part and parcel of the public health delivery system in this country. Automatic external defibrillators, 12-lead EKG programs, cardiac receiving centers, all of those represent public health. We're fortunate today to have Dr. Bill Koenig with us. He was my first boss at a residency. We trained Chief Osby wherever he went. We take a significant amount of credit for his success, not that we should. And working with our LA County partners, we've created public health programs that have revolutionized care for people in this county. The other thing we've done is we've created relationships using Squad 51 and Engine 51. We now work hand in hand with our county colleagues, but also with organizations like the American Heart Association. These partnerships have developed in the last 40 years because of what started here at this fire station. We're thankful for the Heart Association, we're thankful for our county partners, and most importantly, I personally, as the medical director of this fire department, am thankful every day for the men and women who put on the uniform and go out and take care of anybody, anytime, for any reason, no questions asked. Congratulations to the County Fire Department, to the TV show, and everyone here today. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Assembly member from the 52nd District, Isidore Hall is here. Hello, thanks for coming. And it's my pleasure to have someone come up now that I'm sure you'd love to hear speak. Randy Mantooth, Emergency.
Yeah, hello.
You know, it was 32 years ago that this show went off the air.
Yeah.
It's still on. It's still on, right?
Yeah, it's still on.
It's the little show that won't die. As you probably already know, or most of you already know, I'll talk as loud as I can. I see you didn't complain about that when anybody else was up here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. In case you missed it, it's 32 years since this show has been off the air. And as you probably already know, or most of you anyway, I speak all over the United States talking about the history of paramedicine and where it all started. And LA is one of the places that it started. Miami was the other one, and Seattle, of course, is the other. And of course, I don't want to leave out Columbus, Ohio. They were right there in the very beginning as well. But what really warms my heart is that I get to see everybody's system all over the United States. I ride out with them and I see what works for them. And I always, when I left LA County, I always thought that this was the system that everybody had to have. This was the template. Well, it turns out that everybody does for themselves what works as far as paramedics fire-based paramedicine is concerned. But I can tell you honestly that LA County system is the best system.
Yeah. Hello.
I am LA County, and Chief Osby will always be my chief. And I'm overwhelmed with the fact that you guys would travel as far as you have. Who here are from out of state? Wow. See, that kind of blows me away. Who here came for Disneyland and decided, well, wait a minute, this is free?
Nope, just for you.
You know, that says a lot for somebody that is very dear to my heart, and that is Robert A. Senator. Jack Webb owned the show, but he didn't create it. Bob Senator created the show. Bob Senator was the one who said, if LA County doesn't have it, we won't have it. If LA County doesn't do it, we won't do it. I want this show to be as real and as authentic as we can get away with. And what I mean by get away with, NBC did not want this show to be as real as it was. They wanted us to not have anybody die, and they didn't want anybody to show blood. And Bob Senator and Jack Webb both said, are you kidding me? This is about emergency. People die. People bleed. Well, Universal stepped up to the plate, and I want to send out a special thank you to Universal for helping with this event, and also Coca-Cola. But they made this show as real as they could get away with in 1970. Now, everything is so graphic that sometimes I wish they'd pull it back a little bit. But Emergency did it the right way. And every other show behind it tried to make it up, tried to make it better. You can't make realism, you can't make the truth better. All you had to do was show LA County at their best, doing what they did best, putting out fires, saving lives, and saving property. And I am so proud that I was lucky enough that Kevin and I both slid our butts across that sheet.
Yeah.
And we had the greatest ride of our lives for 7 years. And we never thought that this show would have the impact that it's had on emergency medicine. We never thought that. We always thought we were going to get canceled because we were up against All in the Family for 5 full years. But we didn't get canceled, and we went on for 7 years. And it's the greatest 7 years of my life. And I want to thank you for being here today to help me celebrate that and share that with you. Thank you so much.
I know it's warm out, we're almost done. I want to get a couple really big parts of this up here now. And it is my pleasure to introduce the president of the Los Angeles County Fire Museum, who is a big part in all of this restoration. These two apparatuses would not be sitting here today in the condition that they are without a big crew from the Fire Museum. And the president is Mr. Paul Snyder.
I don't have to do nothing, just stand there.
Again, thank all of you for coming all this way to come out here. Randy asked how many people are from out of state. I know there are some people from out of this country also. Anybody out there in the crowd that's in front of us? There we go. Where are you from? There you go. We got RSVPs from people from Czech Republic, Austria, and Germany. So the fan base of this show is still growing, still expanding. It's all over the world. So thank all of you for taking all the time and effort and costs of coming all the way out here to help us celebrate the restoration of Engine 51 and help us celebrate once again the TV show Emergency and the whole paramedic program in the fire service. A lot of guys and girls stepped up and helped us restore that engine. Engine 51 a little over a week ago was completely disassembled, just got it back from the paint shop last Thursday. So what you see there is 16-hour, 18-hour days every day for the last week. And I don't even really like Ward of Francis, but you know what? I'm starting to like that one now. I got so much time in it, and even we all have blood in it now too from last night. So anyway, again, thank all of you for coming out here and helping us make this successful, and also all the fans who watch us on YouTube and on our website and send us money. A lot of you have sent us over $15,000 to restore Engine 51 and also to maintain Squad 51, which we restored 10 years ago.
Now, today we also want to honor a couple of major companies that are responsible for Engine 51 being here, as well as a TV show existing. And before I get to that, I just want to say the board that I work with in the LA County Fire Museum, I've worked with most of these individuals for the last, I think the boot in our organization has got 15 years on with our museum. So there's a lot of group of people that are very dedicated, and we've been together for a long time. We're getting a lot of stuff accomplished. And hopefully the next big event we call you all to will be the opening of our brand new facility. We need a home for this stuff, right? So keep up the support, keep checking us out on the website, keep sending us the money. That's always good. We love that part. My crew that helped me put this thing together, they're all here and around, and there's some of them standing on top of the squad right now. Get over there, Joe, and a couple of Tims, and Paul Euler. We had so many people working on this thing last week and a half. There's no way it could have happened to put a fire engine completely back together in less than a week. So I'd like all of you guys just give a hand to my crew to help me out get this thing done. I'd like to also invite up Dave Stone from Delaware North. Is he here? Dave Stone. Dave Stone here. Dave Stone worked up there in Yosemite for years and years and years. Before it was Delaware North, it was, there'll be different names you got there. The Yosemite and Curry Company. Anybody been up to Yosemite before?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Right, well, Engine 51 was in service in Yosemite for over 20 years, right? And Dave Stone worked on that fire engine all those years, and he worked on the fire engine that they gave us when that went up there, and that was a 37C grade. So he's had a lot of variety in different fire apparatus. But Dave Stone's very important to us all right here because he always kept in mind that engine needed to come back to LA County. So he kept us apprised of its condition. He kept us apprised of when it's going to be released from service in Yosemite, and he helped really grease the ways and make it possible for Engine 51 to be here today. So please, a big hand for Dave Stone. Museum, we would like to make a presentation to Mr. Stone. Again, he spent a lot of years on old Engine 51, and then that thing had to be changed throughout the years to modernize it for the service that it had to continue on with up there in Yosemite. So they had to make some changes, but Dave Stone made sure they didn't get rid of any of the old parts. So the old seats, the old monitor, all the different little bits and pieces, they tucked away and gave them to us when we brought the fire engine. So we actually took a chunk of Engine 51, the hose bed dividers that they had added to the fire engine, and we created these 51 little logos here, and we'd like to present a piece of Engine 51 back to Dave Stone, so he gets to take it back up there with him. Now who's here from NBC? NBC Universal obviously had a big role. Universal had a big role, and now it's NBC Universal had a big role in making all this possible as well. And we've invited them here today too, and they're here. And again, they took on the idea of making this show happen. They had it, got it running, and they made it a success for 7 years, and then brought this whole paramedic program again to the whole world. So I want to present a piece of Engine 51 and NBC Universal as well. And they also kicked in some money to restore that fire engine too, so make sure we watch all NBC Universal programs for the next couple of months. All right, anyway, I know we've got a lot of things to do, long line to stand in. We're working on trying to shorten that as best we can. We've got a large crowd. Thank you all for making this such a success. It's truly humbling to be able to stand here in front of so many people. And I want to invite up Kathy here. Kathy is our webmaster, and she put together a program. It's a competition to find out who was the biggest emergency fan. So she's going to announce who that was and give them their awards. Thank you all again for the support.
Okay, so we had 13 people from across the country and Canada enter the contest. And I would like you guys real quickly, you can run up here while I'm talking. Come on, guys, right here. And we had a tough time figuring who was the world's greatest emergency fan. Now, stay right down here. Line up right down here. So I had to go through some wonderful photographs and stories and start to eliminate things that everybody kind of did together. Well, everybody collects memorabilia, everybody watches the show, many of them are paramedics. And then it got down to, well, gee, 2 of them actually went out and got Ward LaFrancis and restored them as Engine 51. One gentleman actually married somebody because she liked the show, and he happens to have a Ward, and he built a station in his backyard, and he runs an emergency business out of that. And for all of those things, Scott Williams is the world's greatest emergency fan. Now, I couldn't come up with the second greatest emergency fan because they all are, so they're all the second greatest emergency fans in the world.
As she makes these presentations and takes a few pictures, we're almost winding down with this official program, so we can get you in line, get you some food, get you some pictures, get you some autographs. And while they do that, I just have a few more people we need to recognize. An event this big doesn't take off without a lot of participation from a lot of folks. Of course, the LA County Fire Museum people, but the organizer of this event is Captain Joe Wojak. Joe, without your participation in this event would not have happened. He's the event organizer. Joe, where are you? And your daughter sings lovely, much better than you. Joe's back there working, but Joe, thank you so much. I want to thank BP Arco, Coca-Cola, LA County Firefighters Local 1014, the F&A Federal Credit Union, the City of Carson, McCormick Ambulance. We've got LA County Fire Explorers volunteering their time from Post 7 and Post 16. I also want to, if you smell some very good food, look back here. We've got Long Beach firefighters from Firehouse Chefs. It is Firehouse food, cooked by firefighters. If you are hungry, come see these folks right out back here, right in back of you. Wave your hand at Long Beach Fire. Thank you for coming. We also have a line that forms around the fire station. We've got memorabilia, we've got shirts, we've got other things that can be purchased. We've got Randy Mantooth and Mike Stoker providing autographs while their hands can still write. So thank you so much for coming. Across the street is a display of LA County fire equipment, including a helicopter, hazmat, mobile command vehicle, hybrid crew truck, and many other things. So enjoy yourselves, get some water, get out of the sun, and thank you again for coming. Thank you so much.
We're showing right here.